All right, imagine this. A game so good, so incredibly put together, that critics are comparing it to, get this, The Godfather Part 2 of video games.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right.
Bold statement.
It is a bold statement. We're talking God of War Ragnarok. And to really dig into what makes it so special, we're going deep on IGN's review. Simon Cardy, he's the one who wrote it, gave it a perfect
I think,
score.
of course, he did.
So we're going to break down why. So whether you've been playing God of War since the beginning or you're just curious about this one, get ready, because this deep dive is going to give you everything you need to know.
Yeah, and that Godfather Part 2 comparison, it's surprisingly fitting. I mean, just like that film really dug into family and the impact of choices over generations, Ragnarok throws you right into this father-son story.
With a little apocalypse on the side.
Oh yeah, just a casual apocalypse happening in the background.
Stakes are high.
No kidding.
Yeah.
The story picks up. A few years after the last game, Kratos is still dealing with, his past, trying to be a better dad. And Atreus, he's trying to figure out his own powers, his identity as Loki.
Being a good dad is hard enough.
Tell me about it.
Throw in the end of the world, and suddenly, your average parent-teacher conference feels pretty chill.
Right. And of course, you got destiny, prophecy, all that good stuff, tons of family drama.
Of course.
But what makes this game really grab you is it goes beyond just those surface-level things. It digs into the emotion, like the weight of choices, fighting against destiny, and those relationships that can be both what makes us strong and what holds us back.
So we got this epic story, intense family stuff. The review also mentions this almost cinematic quality to the game. What does that even mean?
Well, the reviewer actually said that the story, the pacing, even how the camera moves sometimes, reminded him of a really good action movie.
Interesting.
It's like this perfect blend of storytelling and visuals that just takes it to another level.
Yeah.
And we can't forget about the performances. The voice acting is incredible. Christopher Judge as Kratos, he nails it. You feel that stoic warrior, but also the vulnerable dad.
Oh, yeah.
And Danielle Basutti as Freya.
Oh, she's fantastic.
Talk about a powerhouse performance. Grief, vengeance, she brings it all.
Right?
These performances, the sharp dialogue, that cinematic feel, it pulls you in.
Yeah, it sounds like they created something really immersive.
Wow.
But it wouldn't be God of War without some epic, brutal combat.
Oh, absolutely.
And this review called it the best combat he's ever played. So what makes it so special?
It's that perfect mix of familiar and new. You still got the Leviathan axe. Kratos can just, yank it back to his hand, always satisfying.
Yeah.
But they brought back the Blades of Chaos.
Oh, I was hoping you'd say that. The chains are back. Things are about to get messy.
Oh, you know it.
Yeah.
And it's not just mindless hacking and slashing this time. You're using them to grapple, pull enemies in, even navigate the environment. It adds this whole other layer to the combat.
So it's not just here's more combat options, it's how they've woven them in to make it feel more fluid, more brutal, more Kratos.
Exactly. And the enemies.
Oh, yeah. What kind of mythical baddies are we up against this time?
Get ready for some nightmares. We're talking Grims, these creepy toad-like things that'll make your skin crawl. Then there's the Einerjar, warriors who can literally steal your health with one hit.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. And don't even get me started on the Dreki.
Dreki. Okay, you got to tell me more about these Dreki. What are we talking about here?
Picture this. Giant armored alligators.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Huge scaled beasts, hungry for blood and treasure, apparently. The review mentioned running into them during some side quests, and let me tell you, they are not messing around.
Giant alligators. That's wild. Okay, but it sounds like they really stepped up their game with these new enemies, making you think strategically, really master all those crazy combat options. No more button mashing here.
Absolutely. Sankardi actually said it's like every fight is this brutal, fluid dance. You mess up the steps, you're toast.
And I am here for that dance, especially if it involves Kratos and that axe of his.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of, what about those epic boss battles God of War is known for? Are they back?
Oh, they're back. Bigger and badder than ever.
Okay.
Remember that first fight against the stranger in the last game?
Oh, yeah.
The beginning.
Oh, good. Intense.
This was nothing compared to what you'll face in Ragnarok, apparently. The reviewer was blown away by how massive and spectacular they are. Cinematic set pieces, enemies that feel truly huge. It's going to push your skills to the limit. And it's not just the main story bosses either.
Oh.
Even the side quests can lead to some seriously tough fights.
So even when you're taking a break from the main story, Ragnarok keeps you on your toes. Nice. But it's not all about combat, is it? The last game had this amazing world you got to explore, and from what I'm hearing, this one takes it even further.
Imagine walking into a Norse myth. Incredible detail, these massive, breathtaking landscapes. It makes you feel tiny.
Okay, now I'm really interested. Tell me more.
And it's not just about looking pretty. This time, we're not stuck in Midgard and Asgard. We get to explore new realms, each with its own unique look, feel, and even gameplay.
Okay, examples, please. What kind of realms are we talking?
Let's start with Svartalfheim, the realm of the dwarves. Imagine volcanoes, geysers, lava everywhere. Harsh, unforgiving. You're going to need to use your brain and those geysers to solve puzzles and not die trying to get around.
Wow, okay. That's awesome. What else?
Then there's Alfheim, home of the elves. This one is all about light and illusion. Think shimmering forests, waterfalls, beams of light you can actually control. You'll be using that light to find hidden stuff, blindside enemies, even change the environment.
So it's not just like a new coat of paint for each realm. It's a whole new experience, new challenges, new ways to play. That's incredible.
Exactly. And it shows how much love and detail went into this world. The reviewer called it a work of art. And honestly, I get it. But it's not just about the environments themselves, it's how you get around too. Forget fast travel. You can explore on foot, by boat, even by...
Don't tell me. Riding a giant wolf. Please tell me there's giant wolves.
Not a giant wolf, no. How about dog sledding?
Wait, dog sledding? You're telling me I can explore this world by dog sledding? That's incredible. I'm already picturing it. Kratos, Atreus, bundled up, racing through the snow. Okay, I need this game.
Right. It's those little touches, the unexpected stuff, that make it more than just a visual spectacle. It feels real, alive.
For sure. Those wait really moments, those are the ones you remember.
Absolutely.
Right.
And the review pointed out how well these elements work with the story.
Right, because underneath it all, we have the story about fathers and sons, destiny, the fate of the world. This game sounds like it's going to hit us right in the feels.
Oh, absolutely. One thing that really jumped out in the review was the focus on those quieter moments, those smaller interactions between Kratos and Atreus, those conversations. Apparently, even the side quests aren't just filler. They give you a chance to get to know these characters, to understand what makes them tick.
Now that's what I'm talking about. I love it when a game doesn't just tell you a story, but makes you feel it, connect with it on that emotional level. It's like you said, imagine knowing your whole life has been building to this one event. And now you have to make these impossible choices about what you're willing to sacrifice. Your past, your future, even the people you love most. That's some heavy stuff.
Yeah, it makes you think about power, about legacy, about the choices we make when everything's on the line.
And it sounds like they actually pull it off, which is not easy with themes this big.
You know, the reviewer actually said that some of those side quests, those smaller stories, almost brought him to tears.
Really?
Yeah, which is not something you hear every day about a game this action-packed. He mentioned one quest line where you help these giant creatures, another one where you're uncovering secrets in these lush jungles in Vanaheim. And they all tie back to those same themes of growth, understanding, breaking free from the past.
Okay, now I'm even more intrigued. It's those emotional moments that really stay with you. But beyond the story, the review kept using the word cinematic. What makes it so cinematic besides what we've already talked about?
Honestly, it's everything. The reviewer raved about how polished everything is. The animations are so lifelike, the sound design, the music. Bear McCreary did the music, and it just flows so well from these beautiful, haunting melodies to epic battle themes. He was especially impressed with how they kept the combat feeling fresh and exciting, even though they stuck with that over-the-shoulder camera style from the last game.
Which was groundbreaking at the time. You really felt like you were in the thick of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they somehow made it even better in Ragnarok.
Yes.
It's amazing to see a studio at the top of their game still pushing themselves like this, finding new ways to innovate and create something truly special.
Yeah, they could have just played it safe, delivered a decent sequel, and called it a day. But they didn't. They went all out, put their hearts into this.
You can tell, it feels like a passion project, not just another game. And it shows in the final product.
That's what makes a game unforgettable. So, to sum it all up, God of War Ragnarok is more than just a sequel. It's an evolution. It takes everything we loved about the 2018 game, the combat, the world, that incredible father-son story, and turns it up to 11, delivering a truly epic experience.
It's a game that begs to be played, you know?
Yeah.
To really sink your teeth into, pick apart, and talk about long after you're done.
Absolutely. I don't know about you, but Ragnarok just shot to the top of my must playlist. How about you listening? What are you most hyped about? That story, the combat, those amazing realms. Let us know. We want to hear from you. That's it for our deep dive on God of War Ragnarok. Until next time, happy gaming.